Setting up a guitar isn't tough, and it doesn't have to take real long, but you can make it take longer if you don't do it in the right sequence and have to keep redoing steps along the way. I eventually figured out the right sequence, so I only had to do everything once, and that's the sequence that we'll show you here. First we want to check the nut, and to do that we put a capo in the 2nd fret so we can check the string height above the 1st fret. On this strat I'm looking for 10,000ths over the bass string and then 6,000ths under the treble string, and this one's okay. Next we want to check the neck relief, so we put the capo in the 1st fret, and then I'll fret the string well into the body and check underneath the middle frets, and we should have about 10,000ths free there. And again, this one's okay. If we would have had to make any adjustments for either the neck relief or the nut, it would have changed everything else, so we always want to do those tests first. Now I'm going to check the string height on both the bass and the treble sides. I like around 80,000ths on the bass side and about 65 on the treble side, but your guitar might be different. I use those cheater binoculars because we want to see exactly where the bottom of the string is on this scale. Keep in mind that we're magnifying this quite a bit with the camera in this shot. I think I'd be lost without this string action gauge from Stuart McDonald. It makes setting string heights very easy, but it does a lot more. If we would have had to make changes in the string height, we'd have to adjust these saddles up or down, and that swings them through a very small but important arc. That essentially changes the string length, and that's why we have to do this before we start tuning. Now with the string height set, we can go through and measure the pickup height to see how close that is to the string. I'm holding the string in the last fret of the neck and measuring each of the pickups to see how close it is to the string. Your pickups will have a spec on this, so make sure you find out what that is. But now that we're done moving the strings, we can move on to tuning the guitar for the first time. We want to go through all 6 of the strings, make sure they're all tuned so we have the proper tension on all of them. Now we can go through and set the intonation in each of the strings. I have a separate story about setting intonation on the site, so we won't go into all the specifics here. Just remember that every time you have to adjust the saddle, you have to retune that string and then recheck the intonation. Just keep going back and forth until you get them all right. Then once you get all of the intonation right, you're ready to go play this thing and see what it sounds like. I want to make sure that all the chords are clean, everything sounds in tune, and I'm not getting any buzzing off of the frets. When I first got this guitar, stuff like this would drive you nuts because of all the buzzing on the frets, but since I put the new nut in there and adjusted everything, that's all gone. And there you have it. The guitar's all tuned up, and it didn't take us very long at all, and we only did everything once.